In this video, we're going to tell the tragic story of how a series of overlooked warnings and heavy snowfall culminated in a fatal accident for a dedicated ski patroller on what should have been a routine day at a renowned Utah ski resort. The serene, snow-covered slopes of Park City, Utah, usually a haven for winter sports enthusiasts, became the backdrop for an event on January 2, 2023, that would send shockwaves through its close-knit ski community. An event that claimed the life of 29-year-old Christian Helger in a manner described as a freak incident, yet one that subsequent investigations would suggest might have been preventable. The days leading up to January 2nd had been marked by significant, almost relentless snowfall. The Park City area was blanketed under a heavy 48 inches of fresh snow. This immense accumulation, while a delight for skiers, was also a growing, silent threat. Christian Helger, a ski patroller from Mill Creek, Utah, was a man dedicated to the mountains. He spent his winters ensuring the safety of others and his summers fighting forest fires and guiding. On that fateful Monday morning, he was on duty at Park City Mountain Resort, an expansive ski area owned by Vail Resorts. The resort, like many others, was bustling, eager to provide access to the fresh powder. The story of that tragic day starts the day before. On January 1st, 2023, a tree burdened by the accumulating snow had already fallen on the very same chairlift line, the shortcut lift. On that occasion, the lift was stopped, and the tree was removed by staff. In fact, a dozen trees had to be cut down along its path that Sunday. These events were clear, tangible warnings of the instability caused by the heavy, wet snow. The pressure to keep operations running, however, is a constant in the ski resort industry. One employee would later tell investigators from the Utah Occupational Safety and Health Division that there was immense pressure to get lifts open in the morning and no time to ski the runs and check the lifts on the day of the accident. Utah regulations are clear. Lift lines are required to have a 5-foot clearance zone, free of tree branches and other vegetation. It's a standard designed to prevent exactly what was becoming an increasing risk. As Monday, January 2nd dawned, the heavy snow continued. Christian Helger, having completed a morning of avalanche mitigation work, was returning to his station. Around 10:45 a.m., he was riding the shortcut chairlift. This lift, a yawn triple chair installed as a second-hand lift in 1997, serves as a link between terrain serviced by the Red Pine Gondola and the front of the mountain. Helger was riding alone. Suddenly, a large pine tree, unable to bear the weight of the relentless, wet snowfall, gave way. It crashed directly onto the lift's cable. The impact was violent. The heavy steel cable, struck by the tree, began to oscillate wildly, whipping up and down. Christian Helger was ejected from his chair. Initial reports suggested he fell at least 25 feet. He landed in a deep ravine. The location was described as avalanche-prone terrain, further complicating any rescue attempt. Approximately 10 other people were on the shortcut chairlift at the time. The Park City Mountain Ski Patrol responded immediately. Despite their swift actions and desperate efforts, Christian Helger did not survive. The local medical examiner would later determine the cause of death to be asphyxia due to snow immersion. While Helger's colleagues worked to save him, other ski patrol members began the process of evacuating the 10 other individuals stranded on the shortcut chairlift. This operation was completed safely by 1:06 p.m. Several other chairlifts in the vicinity were temporarily closed to support the emergency response. The shortcut lift itself would remain closed for the remainder of the ski season, a silent monument to the tragedy, pending a full investigation. In the aftermath, several entities launched investigations, including the Summit County Sheriff's Office, the Utah Occupational Safety and Health, UOSH, and the Utah Tramway and Amusement Ride Safety Committee. The UOSH report concluded that Vail Resorts, the operator of Park City Mountain, was responsible for the accident. They cited the company for a serious violation of workplace safety standards. A fine of only $2,500 was imposed on Vail Resorts. The report noted that lift employees had come forward after the incident, acknowledging shortcomings in checking for hazards before starting the lifts. The state's findings were stark. Based on documents and photos received from all sources, the heavy snow received on January 1st and overnight into January 2nd, and the fact that 2 trees had to be removed from the shortcut lift line On January 1st, Vail Park City Resort Management should have been aware of the hazard of possible falling trees around the shortcut lift. Deirdre Walsh, Park City Mountain's Vice President and Chief Operating Officer, issued a statement expressing deep sadness and extending sympathy to Helger's family and friends. Vail Resorts echoed these sentiments. The Park City Professional Ski Patrol Association released a statement expressing their profound grief, describing the task of responding to a fatal accident involving one of their own as truly unfathomable, and highlighting the incredibly difficult extrication of Helger's body from the avalanche-prone terrain. The incident drew attention to the rarity of such fatalities. Sean Dahl, a Vermont State University professor of mountain resort management, characterized the event as incredibly rare and a freak accident. He noted that even the lawyer for the National Ski Areas Association could not recall a similar fatality involving a tree falling on a chairlift rope. According to the NSAA, between 1973 and 2001, there were 30 deaths related to chairlift incidents, though specifics varied. More recent NSAA data indicated that between 1956 and 2024, 16 fatalities involved a lift's mechanical malfunction, and 14 resulted from a fall unrelated to mechanical issues. Fatalities directly caused by trees falling on operational chairlifts are exceptionally uncommon. Christian Helger's death was a profound loss. He was remembered by friends like John Tierney, owner of Acadia Mountain Guides climbing school where Helger had worked, as someone with a quiet strength dedicated to a life in the mountains. Karsten Delap, a professional mountain athlete who had employed Helger as a climbing guide, recalled his skill and risk management, saying, "What made him happy was being in the mountains with friends and family and showing the mountains to others." The investigations underscored the critical importance of rigorous safety checks and hazard mitigation, particularly concerning tree management along lift lines, especially after periods of heavy snowfall. The UOSH report concluded that an employee with more training, such as a ski patrol member, should have been assigned to examine the shortcut lift line for hazardous trees prior to its opening on January 2, 2023. The memory of Christian Helger serves as a poignant reminder of the dedication of ski patrollers and the inherent risks they can face, ensuring the safety and enjoyment of others on the mountain. A tragedy born from a confluence of nature's power and, as investigations suggest, a tragic human oversight. That's it for this week's Leisure Lore. And please do us a favor and subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed it. It means the world to us.